What's up guys, my name is Adler, the Cinematic Hitman, and today I'm going to share with you how I get out of creative slumps. My goal with this channel is to help filmmakers find a balance between passion and paid work, because I know it's super easy to just start hating what you love. And I started going down this path a little bit when I first started trying to make money off of filmmaking, and I was doing all of this event photography and I was doing all of this event video work, and it was just becoming tedious, and it was just like, why am I even doing this? Oftentimes this has put me in a very bad creative place where I can't come up with ideas, or I just can't get work done. The reason why I'm doing this video, I know it's not going to get as much clicks. I struggle with this a lot. I feel like there's not a lot of videos out there, especially from filmmakers, on how to get out of a creative slump, when at the same time I feel like it happens to us all of the time. Please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel and stay up to date on all the latest posts. And here are just a few ways that I help get myself out of a creative slump. Let's jump right into it. First way that I try getting out of a creative slump is by meditating. You guys have probably heard this before, but honestly, meditating has helped me a lot. In order for you to really see the benefits, you should be meditating every single day. I don't meditate every single day. I'm trying to discipline myself into meditating every single day. One thing that meditating helps me with is just to calm down. There's a lot of different reasons why you might want to use meditation, but one of my biggest reasons is just to reduce stress and just to clear up my thinking path. I used to use these things called Binaural Beats, which are actually free and you could use on YouTube. Basically what Binaural Beats are is it's sounds that are at a certain frequency, and it basically alters the brain waves to put you into a certain state. So they even have binaural beats to make you feel like you're doing shrooms, for example. But I've never tried those binaural beats. The binaural beats that I've tried were, just like, the increase your brain frequency for, I don't know, intellectualism, whatever the only way that I know for binaural beats to really work is to use stereo headphones. And I guess the science behind it is so that it's easier for the brain, the audio waves to get towards your brain. I don't know if I necessarily believe it as much now, but I used to use it a lot back when I was in high school and I was first starting to meditate. It's also a note, you should know the basics of meditation before you try binaural beats. I am in no way, shape, or form responsible for what happens to you while using binaural beats. One way that I meditate now though, I very rarely try to meditate on my own anymore. I actually use the app Headspace, which I actually paid for. I'm not a big enough YouTuber to even get sponsored. I just really like the app. Yeah, this is not sponsored, but I really enjoy Squarespace. I said Squarespace. I really enjoy Headspace. Headspace it's a free app that you can download to get into meditation, and it has a beginner's guided meditation course, and it'll basically guide you on how you're supposed to meditate. It has a set timer so you don't get anxiety while you're meditating, wondering if you're wasting any time, if anything is happening at all. It's just a good way to just practice patience. It gives you, meditation streaks. So like if you meditate, for like a whole week, it'll tell you how many days you've been, so it's really cool. I ended up paying for mine, but I wrote an article down in the link description below where I show you a tip on how to get a significant discount on Headspace. It's very effective. I wish that I did it. I found out about it after I ended up paying for it. But yeah, go ahead, check the link down in the description. Another way that I oftentimes try to help myself get out of a creative slump is by listening to music. I guess this is where, it's very similar to binaural beats, except it's not. I like to listen to film scores. Whenever I'm trying to write, I try to listen to film scores that have to do with the idea that I have in mind. So let's say, for example, I'm writing a short about a futuristic sci-fi world. I'm going to create a playlist full of sci-fi music. It's going to be full of M83, the Blade Runner soundtrack, Ex Machina. It's going to be full of these sci-fi genre stuff that I can use as fuel to help me motivate the character forward. So sometimes there'll be like I don't know my music terms, but sometimes there'll be, that part of the song that goes, or like, those risers where the tension builds up. And it'll kind of force me to envision my own character, running from the cops or just trying to solve a problem. And Literally, I could just use the music to create the film. I just come up with some sort of idea. I just start typing. Another part of music that really helps me, it's really weird. I enjoy listening to dubstep. So if I am looking for ideas, I'll turn on dubstep. It's really weird, but it kind of brings me back to like 2013, 2012, when as a filmmaker, I thought that I could do anything. And yeah, I don't know, it just kind of gets me going. I don't know what it is, so I would just recommend find the music that makes you think and makes you, come up with the outlandish ideas. The third thing that helps me, try something new or just do nothing at all. When I say try something new, I mean maybe try going to another town or just try hanging out with friends. That last part for me is kind of weird. I don't just like hanging out with people. I'm actually kind of sort of closed off, but I read in this book called Peak Performance. I'll leave a link for it down in the description below. In the book Peak Performance, there's a chapter where it actually mentions that when you do nothing, it actually forces your brain in the background to work. So your subconscious is still working, and so out of nowhere you can get that great idea. And I also say to try something new because I know with me, the scenery that I'm around starts to get old, dull, and boring. Oftentimes, just by going into another city, you start to get new ideas and just different. It's just really weird how just stepping out of your environment can help out. And I'm not the type of person to travel a lot, but when I do, it's usually often to like a neighboring city or a neighboring town or a part of town that I've never been to. I had one time a friend invited me out to where he grew up. We did a photo shoot, and I hadn't done a photo shoot in a very long time. Everything was interesting to me because I'm not from there. If you're in a creative slump, simply just try to get yourself out of where you are. And this is something that I try to apply for myself a lot. And the last but not least, probably the most important thing to get you out of a creative slump is just get the work done. Now, I think that the real reason why I end up in a creative slump, and I don't know, maybe why you might be in a creative slump, is just because you already started a project and you're not finishing it. And somewhere in the back of your mind, that project is worrying. It's like your PC when you start it up and it has those background programs. I feel like that's exactly how my brain operates. And that's one of the things that could put me into creative slump, because then it makes me feel like I lost my mojo. Like, damn, I effed up on this last video and now I can't even finish this video. What am I going to do? I say just finish it. 75% of the time, if I'm in a creative slump, it's because I started something that I felt like I could do, and then I just never finished it. And you just got to get yourself out of that habit of starting something that you're not going to finish. And oftentimes that's what puts you into a creative slump. It happened to me a couple of times. It happened to me again on my short film. This film taught me a lot, and that's why I have it hanging back here. It took 6 months for me to actually wrap my head around, okay, I am going to sit down and I'm going to edit this. Any new ideas that were coming in was getting smacked away because it was like in the background, it's like, but you didn't complete this though. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's just me being hard on myself. I don't know if it's you being hard on yourself, but you have to give yourself the time, the space, and just try to do everything in your power to learn the new skills that you need in order for you to get your project done, because oftentimes that's what gets you into the creative slump. And that's also something I forgot to mention out of my big four, which is learn a new skill. I mean, I guess it gets into, it jumps into doing something new, but ultimately I feel like learning a new skill will influence you to try to practice new techniques and try something new out. And that's just where I stand on it. Let me know what helps you guys get out of a creative slump, whether it's going for a walk, a swim, riding your bike, reading a book, whatever it may be. These are just 4 ways that I help myself get out of a creative slump. And I feel like the key is just to finish the first thing that you started. Actually start something and finish it. just so you can get your mojo going. You know what I mean? If you haven't checked out my other videos, go ahead and do that. In one video, I show you how to increase your Premiere Pro speeds by 5x. And in the other video, I showed you 5 hacks to filming videos all alone, all by yourself. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for checking out the channel. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the love. I'm trying to grow the channel, so every last one of you mean a lot to me, and I thank you so much.